bugging you are pests, unwanted guests.
Hi, how are you doing? My name's Rob with Halt Pest Control. Hey, I just wanted to take you out and show you a little bit what we do in the field, especially in this fall. Fall is a very good time for us to come out and assess, number one, how our treatments have done throughout the summer and springtime, and then number two, add another layer of protection, because believe it or not, there's a lot of pressure on these houses, and I just wanted to show you what we can do to help protect that house. One of the first things I want to do when I come to our customer's house is I want to take a little bit of time to knock down some spider webs. But doing that, it also gives me a chance to take a look and see what's going on. Is there any insects that I need to deal with? Are there any ants? And what are the conducive conditions or things that may need to be corrected? But this is where we start. Okay, so this is nice. Again, during the spring, the resident has been able to maintain the shrubbery and the bushes and keep them off of the house. You know, these bushes traditionally, number one, will harbor pests, and number two, they'll act as a bridge for the ants to get onto the structure. All right, so again, we're doing our inspection with a Webster. You know, one thing is also problematic is that most of our customers have a deck in one way or another. These decks act as a harborage for ants and other things, and also create a space that is hard for us to treat. We can work around them, and we always do, but they do present a problem. So again, this fall I've gone around the house. I've done some dewebbing. I've done some quickly looking at the house itself to see if there were any things that were sticking out that may have needed corrected. Did I find any ants? Again, it's 60 degrees, 59, 60 degrees. There is activity out there. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make an application to help protect this house. So at a certain point, I'm going to make an application of a material that's been designed to, number one, stay around for our service interval for about 3 months, and then number two, have the least amount of impact that we possibly can have in the surrounding environment. So it's very highly effective against ants. It will start to degrade after a few months, but it will give the required protection to this house, and it does need it. The other thing I can see immediately is that the trees will be touching in spring, and I'll let the homeowner know that this has to be taken away. So I'm going to start to make an application here, and this will help protect this house. All right, so again, we talked a little bit about this deck earlier. What this takes is a more targeted approach, and I'll make a very minor application at the interface between the deck boards and the house. The material will stay there, and the ants will encounter it. So it's a very targeted application. Where we know that those ants are going to encounter this material in the cracks and the crevices, and it takes very little amount to get the desired result. One of the problems or challenges here on this property is there's sort of an attached shed, and you can see a lot of moisture and a lot of opportunity for rats, mice, and not in this case, but if this house wasn't protected, it'd be carpenter ants, so it would surely take advantage of all this moisture. We don't want to make an application here because there's just too much moisture, but we will make a recommendation to the homeowner to get this corrected. So again, we've just completed our all-season service fall protection. And you can see it's a beautiful, well-maintained house, but they're still going to experience pressure from these insects. And in fact, insects cause more damage than earthquakes, fire, and floods combined. So for the small amount of investment and the protection that we give them, it's well worth it. Anyway, this is Rob, Halt Pest Control. Thank you very much.
Our bugs, bugging you are pests, unwanted guests. Bring your pest problems to a halt, Halt Pest Control.